Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we are going to be going over smart plans within Command. So obviously you're going to want to log into Command first here. And then smart plans are going to be this little, looks like a checklist with a gear next to it. I'm going to click on that. Before we get into it, if you're unfamiliar with smart plans, smart plan is just it's a way of kind of systemizing your follow-up or just your contact with somebody. And parts of it can be automated. Other parts would be things that you would probably want to do yourself, but Command can remind you to do those things. So we're going to go over a couple of things today. We're going to go over how to create your own smart plan. We're also going to take a look at this library function here. This was released, I think, sometime last year. It's relatively new. So if you have somebody else has a smart plan that you really like, they can make that public, and then you can just download it so you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. So feel free to jump in. Those of you who are with me right now on Zoom, feel free to jump in at any time, interrupt, ask questions. If you're watching the recorded version of this, you've got my contact information, so feel free to reach out whenever. But we're going to start with the library today, just so you can kind of see some examples of how people have put things together. Then we'll go back and I'll show you how to create your own and how to edit it and implement it and all that. We start off with the library filter here. You're going to kind of see a couple different sections throughout. There's this featured section. Those are kind of some top 8 ones. You'll notice they all have higher star ratings here. There's the Keller Williams ones. These are the ones that used to be standard before people were able to share. Keller Williams had these available, and these can be pretty useful. So you've got biweekly neighborhood nurture, 8x8 new contact engagement. I'll just kind of flip through here so you can see them. So you can see with all of these, Keller Williams is the author, sorry. They're free, they don't cost you anything, so that's helpful. And well, before I get into one, let me just show you the next thing here, top rated. So these are made, you can see just random agents, George Kelly, Blake McClure. If I uploaded one, it would say Heather Huber right there. And these are our top rated ones. So you can see 7,100 people are using this, and it has 5 stars. 94 people have rated it as such. And then there's just whatever's new. People are constantly uploading things. So you'll see some things down here. Your other option is, let's say you were looking specifically for open house follow-up. I'm going to search for open house. Under smart plan name, I can put filters on it if I want to. So how long does it last? Who's the author? How many touches? So how many times do I actually contact the lead? How many agents are using it? So, kind of like if you go onto Amazon and you want something with, at least 100 people have rated it 4 stars or better, you can do a similar sort of thing here. So now I didn't put in any filters. So anything having to do with an open house, it got me 80 results. There's the Keller Williams one. You can see this one has 15 steps. It lasts 20 days, and you actually contact the lead 7 times. And 25,000, almost 26,000 agents have rated it 4.5 stars. That's pretty good. And I can just kind of look through these and see what I like and what I don't. And it just keeps going. Like I said, there's 80 of them. What I'm going to do is click on view steps for one that I think is interesting. So I'll click view steps. And then you'll just kind of see an outline of what the smart plan is going to be. And you'll see just kind of different icons depending on what sort of a step it is. That first one looks like a little smartphone because it's going to automatically send a text. And then there's a little hourglass because it's going to wait a day. And then there's this little checklist. It's some sort of task that you have to do. So Command is going to remind you, hey, do this. If I hover over these, this is what the SMS text is. Hey, contact first name, and that will change depending on who the contact is, so you don't have to change it every time. Thanks for coming by. What did you think of the open house? Then it waits a day. Then Command is going to remind you, send a nice to meet you at the open house email to your lead for the open house you held on this date, this time as part of the open house follow-up smart plan. So this text is just something that you're going to see because Command's just telling you, hey, do this. Then it waits 2 days, and then you see this little phone call. If I hover over that, call open house lead to see if they're interested in any upcoming open houses. And then it has their first name, last name, and their phone number, and that autofills for each person. So you can just open up your tasks and say, oh, okay, I have to call this person as a part of this open house follow. Wait 3 days, it automatically sends this text. Waits 4 days, it tells you to call them again. Waits 3 days, it automatically sends a text. Waits 4 days. So you kind of get the idea there. And then at the end, you can add them to a smart plan. So I'm not sure what LTN is, but you would have to also have this smart plan ready to go. So then if it's, oh, you know, I bet it's long-term nurture. So if you have a long-term nurture plan set up, it might, you know, have you contact them once a month or once a quarter and just repeat indefinitely. After you're done with this open house smart plan, it just drops them onto that long-term smart plan. So you're still following up with them, just, you know, not as specifically maybe from this open house, maybe just not as frequently. So if that's something I think, yeah, I really like that. I'm going to click add smart plan. It's a bundled smart plan. Okay, well, this is nice that they're telling you this. Now download all its contents to get started. So this is the main smart plan. And then there's my long-term nurture, which is what it dumped it onto at the end. And I wonder if maybe this long-term nurture then eventually dumps it onto my monthly neighborhood nurture. I'm not sure, but it says success because I already have those. If I didn't have those, it would prompt me to download them there. So I'm going to click download. Success, my open house follow-up was added to my smart plans. Cool. I can continue on in here and search for more things, download more smart plans if I want, but I don't want to, unless you have any questions. Do any of you have any questions before I leave the library? Okay, and we will go back to my smart plans. So this was called open house follow-up. So if I click my smart plans, that's the top one now, my open house follow-up. And if I click this arrow down here, again, it goes over everything as just kind of an example of how the whole thing is going to work. So same sort of thing where I just hover over and it tells me what's happening. Now, if I want to see that in more detail, or if I want to edit it, I'm going to go over here and click this pencil. So Keller Williams had named this my open house follow-up. Maybe I don't want to call it that. Maybe I want to make this a little bit more specific. So I will name it open house follow-up. Okay, so now I've named it, so I know what it is. Add a trigger event. This is something that's relatively new. If you click that, so the trigger event for now is contact tag. The fact that they even have this as an option makes me think that at some point they will be adding different trigger events. For now, the only one is you can add a tag. So if I had a tag, let's just pick a different one. So 1118 North Lawn. I'm going to choose that as my trigger. So now this will start your smart plan when a tag is added to the contact. So anybody in my database who already has this 1118 North Lawn tag is not going to automatically get added. I'll have to go back and add them to that if I want to. But anybody going forward, if I tag them with 1118 North Lawn, it will automatically start them in the smart plan. I think that's what this says right here too. Yeah. Okay, so we confirm the trigger. And let's pretend this was for something. I did an open house for North Lawn. Okay, I'm just making things up. So if I'm kind of going back and forth here, it's just kind of me spitballing. So North Lawn open house follow-up. Once I tag these people in my database, after I hold the open house, I get their contact information. I enter them into my contacts. And then I put this tag for 1118 North Lawn. It will automatically start them on the smart plan. So let's see, it says text, hey, contact first name. Thanks for coming by. What did you think of the open house? Now you'll notice this is like a weird teal color. And it has, I don't know what you call those parentheses that are a little funky, those little brackets, but it has those. That thing is called a merge field. And if you go over here, you see something similar with those brackets. This is where you can find any of the merge fields. Now what a merge field does, it's just kind of a way for command to know, oh, I need to go into contacts and autofill from whoever I'm contacting. So if I'm contacting somebody named Amanda, it's going to say, hey, Amanda, thanks for coming by. I could have somebody named Peter on the same exact smart plan, and it's going to say, hey, Peter, thanks for coming by. And if I put, what did you think of the open house? Wanted to make sure I had your email correct. But still, and then I'm going to put in a merge field of whatever I have for their email. So still this question mark, and then that will autofill for Peter's email and Amanda's email. So we're going to go, that will automatically be sent. Oh, I should say also, if you don't have Twilio connected, you will need to, because Twilio is the service that we use in order to be able to send these texts automatically. And at the end, I'll just kind of walk you through how to do that as well. Put a little bookmark in that. So we wait 1 day, and then this next task happens. If I wanted to, all I have to do is just that. And then you can see that it's changing what day this next step occurs on. Okay, but I'm just going to wait 1 day. That's fine. So this next one is create a task. And this is all just kind of stuff that will appear in your tasks section. If you have Kelly installed on your phone, Kelly will give you a reminder of tasks that are due every day if you have some. Really, I'm not the biggest Kelly fan, but I kind of use it as like a command pager. Like, oh, okay, I have to do this. Oh, okay, I got a new lead. Oh, somebody emailed me. So that's kind of a good thing, I think, to use, at least until Command Mobile comes out. It's supposed to come out sometime this fall, but I haven't heard much about it recently. So for this particular thing, create task, you have to name the task so that, you know, when you get that message, you can say, oh yeah, I was supposed to do that. Send an email to first name, last name. So Amanda Davidson and Peter Muhammad, I don't know. So send email to those names. You can also, again, add merge fields in here. So this would get to contact birthday. You know, if you're wanting to write somebody a card for their birthday or their home anniversary. Oh, hey, congrats, you just had your home anniversary. You can put things on here and it will tell you what that date is. They won't have to see it. You can also mark if it's a touch, which means that you're actually having contact with the lead, or a non-touch, which means you're not. That's really just kind of here, it says 7 touches. If I changed that, that number would change. So not a big deal. Send a nice to meet you at the open house email to your lead or the open house you held. And then there's first name, last name, email as part of Open House Follow-Up Smart. What I could do here instead, which I might do, I mean, you could just write your own email and have it look nice. But if you want it to be a little more automated, I would just go to the send email one. The problem is it always puts it at the bottom of the smart plan, so now we have to just move it up. So maybe I'll just move everything else down. That might be easier. Where was I? Send email. Yeah, okay. So, okay, that's going to get a little confusing. I don't know why you can't just like drag it over to the spot where it needs to be. I'm going to move this send email up. And I just kind of have to chase it. There's a lot of steps on this one. Okay, so I think I got there. Send an SMS or text message, set a delay. Oh, then I accidentally moved that. And then here is my send email. So if you're just constructing a smart plan, this would be easy because you do it in order. And you just select these as you go. It just makes it a little trickier when you can't drag it. Okay, so now I have send email instead of this task that they told me was send a nice to meet you at the open house email to your lead, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna get rid of that. Delete, remove. So instead of a task that says, hey, write an email, I'm just going to have it automatically send this email. So here goes the email. And now I'm actually constructing the body of the email that's going to get sent to the contact. So I say something like, hi, agent first name and contact first name. Hi, contact first name. It's too many. So great. And what I would do is if I find an open house plan that I really like, I would duplicate it, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit, and then just change this. So open house on North Lawn for my North Lawn smart plan, or the open house on Oakdale for my Oakdale smart plan, right? I would just constantly change that so it looks a little bit more personalized. Thank you. So that way I think it just looks a little less automated, and you have to go in and do one extra step, right? Go in and change all of the North Lawns to Oakdales. So great meeting you at the open house on North Lawn the other day. I wanted to make sure I have is contact phone still picture. Do you prefer text or calls? I don't know, I'm just making stuff up. So this isn't necessarily like exactly what you should say. I'm just making stuff. Also, I wanted to provide you information for the neighborhood North Lawn is located in. Here's a link to that. So here's a little thing that I like to do and put into my smart plan. So this isn't smart plan specific. This is just something that I like to do that I think also shows that you're adding value or offering value and not just being like, hi, 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 buy a house, hi, you know. And that is just showing a little neighborhood snapshot and just, you know, giving them a little bit more information. You're actually offering something instead of just asking all the time. So if you go to, you can just go to kw.com, but if you know what your actual URL is, like mine is heatherhuber.kw.com for your website, I would go there because then everything is branded to you. And geez, I don't know. That's like a neighborhood or anything. I don't know if it'll give me any results. Yeah, it's in Milwaukee somewhere. Okay. I'm gonna pick a neighborhood in Grand Rapids. If you type in the actual address, it will show you the active listing currently. Oh, it wasn't 118, but it's, I mean, that was from a while ago, so that's not. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so this one is kind of right in between two neighborhoods. Let's say that it was in this North Cheshire neighborhood. So I'll click that. And then I can click this Explore Neighborhood button. And now this is the link that I'm going to give them. So I'm going to say something like, what did I say? I want to provide you with more information for the neighborhood North Lawn is located in. Here's a link for that. So then if I go here, oh, wow, there's trendy eats. And here's the average home price. It's 46% car dependent. Here's a market snapshot. It's just a good resource, right? Nearby schools, places that are nearby so that they can see homes that are currently, you know, pending or active. and then nearby neighborhoods as well. So it's a very useful page, I think. So what I'm going to do now is this is kind of a long URL. I could copy and paste that. Actually, maybe I will. Maybe I'll make that a hyperlink. So I just double clicked it or triple clicked it. I'm gonna either hold down Control C or Command C if you want a keyboard shortcut to copy that, or you can right click, click copy. I'm gonna go in here, Smart Plans, and I'm gonna say, here's a link for that. Is going to be my actual text that appears with blue in the underline, you know, that you can click on. And I'll go to link. And then here I'm gonna right click and paste, or as you can see, I do Control V. If you're using a Mac, it would also be Command V. Okay, add a link. So now that became a hyperlink, so they can click on that. I want to provide you with more information for the neighborhood North Lawn is located in. Here's a link for that. You know, questions here. And now, if you're on a team, what you might want to do, if you want all of your, maybe you want to create the smart plan so that all of your agents can use that, you can just sign it agent first name, agent last name. You can put the team name in there. I'm just going to write my name because it's always going to be from me. So, and then I'll do some sort of a signature. It's Heather here, and then contact information. I will also put my actual phone number. This is my for real phone number. But remember up here when I told you that you need Twilio to send text messages? That's not going to be your actual phone number. So what I would do is find out what your phone number is for that, and then also just put that number here. I don't remember off the top of my head, so I'm gonna make something up. Just so that they can see, oh yeah, I did get a text from that number. Oh, okay, these are both fine texts or numbers to text. You can put your title, everything there. So anyway, I would prefer doing that as opposed to where it has you, it had a task created that says, hey, write them an email. Well, why reinvent the wheel if you can just, you know, do it here. So then it sets a delay for 2 days, make a call. Obviously that can't be automated. That needs to be your voice. So phone call with first name, last name, call open house lead to see if they're interested in any upcoming open houses as part of the open house follow-up smart plan. So what I might do here is if you know that there are upcoming open houses in that area, and obviously you can find those on the MLS, I would just copy the link for that and paste it right here. Yeah, because then you can click on it and then you can have that open in front of you while you make the call, right? Or you could just write a couple of the addresses that do have upcoming open houses right here so that you have them for reference as you're calling that person. Then it waits 3 days. Blah, blah, blah. So this just keeps going. I don't have to go through this specific smart plan with you because it's a lot of the same stuff. Let's see if there's anything new. SMS, task, play, and then, okay, so at the end, it adds them to a different smart plan. So when you click this add to smart plan, that's probably going to be at the end of your smart plan, right? Because you're done with this one, now you're dumping them into another one. So you click this drop down. These are all of the smart plans that you have in your library. And if you haven't been using smart plans, you might not have any here. If this is your first one, you might not have another. If you have too many, another thing you can do is just search for them. That's what I tend to do because I have quite a few. So you add them to a smart plan, and then that's the end. Another thing that you could do instead of adding them to a smart plan, I'm going to delete that, is you can restart the smart plan. So if this is something where it's like a quarterly call plan, and it just says, hey, call whoever and check in on them, and then you repeat it. You repeat it again and again and again. That might be, so what you might do for that, obviously you wouldn't want to repeat every day. So you might put, call them for one step, and then the next step is wait 30 days. And it just repeats. So if you're calling somebody once a month, you could have it repeat indefinitely. You could also have it repeat up to 6 times, I guess. 6 times or unlimited. It's kind of strange. It's not more than that. But let me see over here if there's anything that wasn't in this particular smart plan. Create task, make a call, send an email, send a text, set it away, add smart plan, restart a smart plan. Okay, so that is everything you can do. Do you have questions about any of these different steps that you can add? Okay. As a reminder, create task, make a call. Those are going to be things that you have to do yourself, because the computer is obviously not going to do either of those for you. It'll remind you of the task that you have to do, but if it's something like writing a card, obviously you're going to do that, or some human is going to have to do that. Same with making a call. It has to be a voice. The computer's not going to do that. Send an email, it will do automatically. Send a text, it will do automatically. It'll set a delay automatically. Add them to the smart plan automatically, and restart automatically. So really just the task and the call are the two things that you would need to do there. There's just a few little reminders here. I don't need to read those to you, but those are just kind of some of the rules that they have there. If you're like, why won't this work? Maybe read that because it could be breaking one of these rules. Okay, so let's say I'm happy with this. I'm good to go. Now I want to, well, I'll save it first. Required fields, what did I miss? Oh, I didn't put a subject. Okay, now I'm good. So if I want to add somebody to it, I can just scroll through all of my 823 contacts here, or I can search. Or honestly, you know what? I can do tags. So anyone who was previously tagged with this 1118 North Lawn, and this was an open house or something that did a long time ago, like a couple years ago. There's 3 people that are still in here. I could just click select all and then add them to Smart Plan. If I do that, I can have it start right now for all of them. I can have them all start. Maybe I don't want to, maybe it's like Sunday or something. I don't want to bother people. Or I'm going to be out of town and for the weekend and I won't be able to respond to these if somebody does respond. So maybe I want it to be Monday. Or maybe I have 30 people that I just selected and I don't want them all to start on the same day. So if I did this, I'd say, okay, you can contact 3 people per day. Or so if I had 20 people, it would be 3 today or 3 tomorrow, 3 the next day, 3 then. So it would just kind of stagger all of the starts. I'm not going to click confirm because I don't want these poor people getting like a half finished smart plan. But if I did click confirm, it would just go ahead and start that for them. Okay, any questions about that in editing? Okay. So let's go back and create a smart plan. That is not going to really be that much different than what we just did. You just click create. You have to name it. I don't know. What do I want to do a smart plan for? Oh, neighborhood. Maybe door knocking. I don't know. I'm just successfully created. Okay, so now obviously it's a lot more blank. It's more of a clean slate. So it's called door knocking follow-up. I can choose that if I want to make it something else. You can't pick a trigger before you pick the steps. I don't know why, but you can. So maybe I'm going to send an email and then I'm going to wait a day and then I'm going to make a call. I just go in and fill all of this out just like I showed you. And then if I want to, yeah, I'll say that's good. If I click save, complete all the fields. Get mad at me if I don't have those. Okay. Saved. So now I can add a trigger. And again, I'm not sure why that is, but if I wanted to add a tag, I could do that. And I mean, that's kind of it. I don't want that one just because it's kind of bogus. I'm going to delete. But while we're looking at those dots, those 3 that ellipses that you always see that means, hey, there's more here. If we click that, I can copy it which is what I do. Like you'll see these have just different addresses. This is when I'm running an ad on Facebook for a specific property. I have a smart plan that I've used. And this is like a Facebook lead follow-up or something. If you want it, I stole it from somewhere in the library, downloaded it. And then so I go in and I change, okay, this one is for Celadon, this one's for Jakarta, this one's for Monroe. And then I just go in and make sure anything that references that address, when I create the new smart plan, I just change, okay, now it's this address, now it's this neighborhood. And just change those things around because obviously you want it to be as precise as possible. So I do that. I just go, oh, I liked this one, copy it, it creates a new one, and then I go through and do that. Another thing is, if you are feeling particularly proud of a smart plan, or maybe you had a colleague who was like, hey, I really like that smart plan you created. Could you send that to me? We can't really send it to them, but you can publish it to the library. Please set up my Twilio account. Well, that's dumb because I do have a Twilio account. So anyway, plan name, price is free. They're all free for now. Again, because this is even a field, my guess is that at some point they're going to make you pay, or people are going to charge for them or something. Just describe it a little bit. They give you some best practices over here. This is just a preview of your smart plan. I'm not going to publish this, but you would just go up and press publish. Okay. So any questions about this? I'm still going to go into how to connect your Twilio account to make sure that that works. The automated texting, that is. Everything else should work even if you don't have a Twilio account though. So questions about anything regarding this actual tab and the actual smart plans themselves? Okay. Here's a little chat. So far, so good. All right. So if we go up here to your name, I guess you don't have to, you can just click on this marketplace, or you can click on your name and marketplace. If we click that, it opens up a new tab. So don't get frustrated when there's nowhere back to go on that. So marketplace. So this is all things sometimes that you can buy. Some of them are free, but you'll see Twilio is right here. If that's not appearing right there for you, you would just go up here and click or type in Twilio, Twilio, and it would pop up. If we click on this, view details. Okay, so I already have it hooked up. So I have this manage app. I would assume you might not. I guess I'm not sure if you have that because it says company already has this application. But if you click view all plans, so here are the plans that you can choose from. So you can see if you're $3 a month, I would probably recommend that one to start out, because if this is each text, like up to a certain number of characters is going to be 300, or I'm sorry, is going to be, wait, how am I saying this? I don't know how many characters it is, like maybe 200 or 250, but that constitutes one text and one credit. If your message goes a little bit longer, it might be 2 credits. So most of your texts are probably going to be a credit, maybe 2, might be 3. So if you think 300 credits in a month is going to be good for you, I would pick that one. And if you're just starting out and just kind of figuring out how this works, obviously I'd go smaller the better. I use it pretty frequently, and you can see that I only use 600. So some of these, I mean, you got to be texting a lot of people if you're using 15,000 credits per month. So for me, it's a little under $6 a month, and that's fine. So for me, it says update subscription or your current plan. I would think for you guys, it would probably be more sign up or something. I don't remember what it is. I haven't done it in a while. But if I wanted to click this, it'll show me something similar to what it would show you, which is, so for me, it says this is my current plan. You go to this page, any of those that you click will take you to the same page. Then you select whatever it is you want. I'm still at small, and that suits me just fine. If you can find a discount somewhere, I guess, put that in there. And then you just click continue. For me, that's not going to do anything because I already have the same plan. But for you, then it will just walk you through the steps. You will have to select a Twilio number. And what you can do with that is search. What I do is, or what I did was search for 616 somewhere. 616 is our area code here in Grand Rapids. Search for 616, and then you can select whether you want it at the front, middle, or end of the number. And I just put it at the front. So then it showed me everything that was available with 616 area code. And I just picked one that I thought was, I don't know, I thought looked good. So as you saw, I have a 734 area code, but I'm living here in a 616 world. It's kind of nice to have it coming from a 616 number and not an 817 or something. So all that to say, you can pick your number, but Twilio bought, I don't know how many numbers, so they have a limited amount that you can pick from. So then once you've got that all set up, you go back to command. I should say, I think it's in settings that you've got it hooked up. Yep, Twilio. Okay, so here's my Twilio number. I'm connected and I can go ahead and manage that if I want to. If it doesn't automatically prompt you to set up your phone number, this is where you would go find that. So you go to your name, settings, scroll to the bottom, and then you'd see Twilio there. And it might be something like connect over here, maybe, in order to get your phone number hooked up. But that's what you would do. One other thing that's related to smart plans that just came out recently that I want to show you is if you are in campaigns over here and you create a campaign, a social ad, I'm just inputting stuff here so I can show you. So if you're running a Facebook ad, a couple of things came out recently which are really nice. One, you can automatically tag it. So as soon as a lead comes in, so somebody, you construct this ad and then a little box pops up, like to get to the content that the user wants to go to, they have to give you their information first. So command/Facebook takes that data and then they put it into your contacts tab. So you get that lead and then Kelly or command says, hey, congrats, you got a lead. Okay, it used to be you just have that lead. Now you have to go into contacts, tag it, add a smart plan, but now it will just do that for you. So if you want to auto tag it, we'll go with that 1118 North Lawn. So they automatically tagged as that. And you can assign them to the smart plan. Save and we're good to go. Obviously, I would have to finish this ad. I'm not going to do that because that's not the purpose of today's class, but that's just a good thing to know. If you are running Facebook ads, it will just automatically pull them and put them on smart plans for you. So just a very cool feature to make everything automated. And then, if you have a plan where it says 3 days in or something, you call the lead or immediately even you call the lead, you're going to get a notification that says, hey, you need to call this person at this number regarding this Facebook ad that you ran. Okay, I think that's all I got. Questions from the peanut gallery? All right, well, you know where to find me if you need me. And hope you have a great Thursday. Oh, a chat. Oh, thank you, very helpful. You're welcome. Glad I could help. Have a great day, everybody.